Hello, guys. Welcome to Gusto Reactions once again. Thank you so much for always liking, of course, sharing and keep, you guys keep sharing all that we do. Thank you so much for always liking, supporting us like you always do. Big Lala is very much in the building today. Of course, it's Gusto Reactions. Big Lala, before the Headies Award took place just some days ago, did you ever think that Zinoleesky stood a chance for the next rated?
Well, I think yes. I think it stood a chance. I mean, when we did that review, if they actually made, I don't know if how the voting worked or whether it was a public vote or it was a panel. If they actually made public who came second, who came third, I'm pretty sure Zinoleesky would have been second on that list because yes, it was. I think he was the closest matchup. For Buju.
More than Naira Star and Ruga?
Yes, I think so. Yes, more than.
So what happened?
I mean, Ruga gave it a late shot, but within that year of review, I think Zinoleesky was it.
So what exactly, are your thoughts? Do you think it was a deserving thing for Buju, or you think maybe Zino should have nicked it?
No, of course it's deserving for Buju. Like I said during the initial phase when we were discussing it, if it had gone to Zinoleesky, it would have been okay as well because it was not half as bad as an artist. I think overall the packaging of Buju or the team he has behind him, I think that was majorly the clear factor and the achievement he was able to achieve with his team. Locally and internationally is what sets him and the other guys apart.
Do you think Zinoleesky fell off at some point?
I think in terms of direction of his music, it was a bit stagnant. He kept on doing the same thing over and over again. People now know Zino as someone who is a Amapiano guy or Naija piano kind of guy. People get him on remix on their songs. It's still an Amapiano. So he kept on being like he was going to be a one-trick pony, and he didn't make it. He didn't improve, if I would say, based on what we already know that he can do, unlike the others.
Yeah, but quite a couple of people were, defending, saying, "Oh, he deserved it much more than Benson and all of that." But I saw a tweet, and then this tweet says, "I'm trying to look for a tweet." This tweet says something about how Buju just won, the next rated award and everything, and then his contestant, Zino, is actually smoking, Igbo. I need Igbo and Shayo smoking Igbo in Festac, that he needs to leave Naira Marley to get to the next level. Now, this is actually we could call it a valid point or not, but do you think it's a valid point? That last line.
Yeah, to see, if you look at the makeup of Naira Marley's label or Naira Marley himself, there seems to be let's just do it anyhow. I mean, of course, there seems to be some sort of structure in there.
Yeah.
But that structure is not well structured enough, even for a label. You know the amount of artists who are supposedly signed to Naira Marley and Malia's music. Yeah, this is not to say it's affecting the music release of Zinoleesky, but there are no visionaries. They're not people who are trying to achieve the optimum for the artists. If you have so much artists on that label, are you thinking individually for them and saying, "Oh," and we know for you to have so much artists, that means you must be a big label. But are they really a big label? I mean, on paper, are they really a big label? Even institutionally, are they like a Maven who you know that yes, these are a big label. They have investments, they have structure, they have a figurehead who business-wise is top-notch. Right? Yeah. They have plans for each and every person they unveil. The way everything that they do looks like it's planned. Anything that them Naira Marley and Co or Malia Music are there does not look planned. It doesn't, to be fair. I mean, we know that there's Lighter on that level. Lighter releases music now. People don't even know that Lighter releases music.
Yeah.
That's how unorganized their releases are.
There's Emogre as well.
Emogre, we've never even heard of him for a long time. We can tell, the street pop artists, they are doing their thing street pop wise, but they are being limited. They are not thinking outside of the box. Example of street pop artists that are doing well and thinking outside of the box and getting the required success is an Ashake from YBNL.
Yeah.
Right? That structure right there. I mean, he started off the YBN label, which is the local label, did his thing, got all the necessary accolades, and then he moved it up to the international
Empire.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not what's it called? Does Naira Marley have any sort of structure, any sort of plan to say, oh, we want to start moving my guys outside? I mean, no, they are not doing it for the artists, and someone as talented as Zinoleesky really does need to consider his future.
So I mean, no disrespect to Naira Marley, he's done quite a lot. 2019 run was amazing and all of that. But we know that Naira Marley at this point, is not getting the required, attention, in terms of music-wise right now. Could it be that Naira Marley's, the downturn, in the music fortune is rubbing off on his,
I don't think that's what it is. They are not reliant, to be honest. At the initial stage, that was the plan. If you look at the releases they had with all these guys, there was always a featuring Naira Marley. Even the few singles that Zino dropped, there was featuring Naira Marley. Later, featuring Naira Marley. There was Naira Marley in almost everything. He used his platform to push these guys. Now, beyond using Naira Marley's platform, obviously you can't do that forever. What have these guys now said? Oh, this is the direction I want to face right now. I want to achieve this. I want to achieve this. I want to be better than this. To an extent, you can argue and say at least Zinoleesky's efforts so far got him to the next rated nomination, which is one of the biggest nominations he can get to.
Definitely.
Yes, that's true. But don't forget that year of review is still, forget that the award is just holding now. That year of review is perhaps maybe a year ago. Yes.
More than a year ago, 18 months actually.
Mm-hmm. And that's one of the most foolish things about Headies and wherever it is that we find ourselves that we celebrate with Headies right now. The year of review was, so when is the next Headies going to come true? Maybe a year from now. And the year of review will be a year ago to maybe today, September, or maybe till December again. That's another 15 months or there, 15 to 18 months again. Yeah. So since that time to now, as Zinoleesky perhaps impressed more than the previous years, so that we're not looking at it from a recent sitting. He hasn't, to be honest. Buju has actually even done better outside that year of review. He's achieved more, released EPs, released albums, getting lots of recognition, selling out shows in the UK. Now he's trying to sell out in the Go too. That's somebody who is thinking ahead, thinking forward, and is looking at the next big thing for him to do. But no, we're not saying the same with Zino. So that just differentiates them from the kind of structure that they have. And that's one of the reasons why we are having this discussion and saying perhaps Naira Marley is not doing it for Zinoleesky.
So would you say to Zinoleesky, bro, it is time to leave Naira Marley for you to move to that next level? You are so talented. Leave Naira Marley.
See, one, it doesn't necessarily have to leave Naira Marley. I just think he needs to draw up a team that is focused on him, that doesn't involve the label per se. I know it's hard to imagine, but if you have someone on your side that is thinking ahead for you and is trying to set you up with the right connections, the right network for you to boost your music outside of the shores of Nigeria, because you do have the talent, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If somebody is in line with that and they are trying to, if Naira Marley was that person, he would be getting international, not labels per se, but partnership. Like the way everybody has international partnership. YBN has international partnership. Triple City have international partnership.
Even DMW,
DMW have international partnership. If Naira Marley was that kind of forward-thinking person, and he's not always talking about who wants to have 3 songs with him or who wants to smoke with him. If he's that kind of person, we'll be taking in that direction as a label. But clearly they are not doing that. And this partnership are important, whether you like it or not. This partnership is one of the reasons why people release records and all of a sudden it blows. There's always engineering behind all these things. It's not just people who say grace and this and fine, grace is there, but there's always engineering, there's hard work being put behind the scenes that people don't see. And if nobody is thinking that way on Malian's music, maybe they are content with the local success, to be honest.
Okay, as we go, we know how the whole Tiny Desk performance also was a major bad. It was a bad PR, for both Naira Marley and Zino himself. It was more like Naira Marley dragged Zino into a trap, and it was a horrible, horrible sight, to behold. All of those things, and of course, with what's happening right now, Zino's, a bit steep, fall from that high horse and everything. Naira Marley as well. Mala music in general are not doing, really, really well at the moment. What's the way forward, especially for a very extremely talented Zinoleesky?
Yeah, the hard decisions have to be you have to make the hard decisions.
Yeah.
If it means considering, okay, what contract have I signed with Mali?
Yeah.
How quickly can I get over with this contract? Usually they say, 3 albums or whatever, 3 project deal or whatever. Whatever it is, can you fulfill it as quick as possible and move on to greener pastures? Or if it looks like it's a dead thing or a deadlock thing, can you try and form up something, some sort of partnership yourself, and see if the label can even assist you in forming this partnership?
Yeah.
For you to look beyond. I mean, they seem to be so comfortable with what they've achieved so far, which I think they can do more. They need to form these partnerships. They need to have set goals for themselves that they know that they can achieve. And Zino is a very good artist.
Yeah.
And he's one of the young ones. And it looks like people are trying to overtake him. Even the fact that he may be second in that next rated, but please don't forget that there's a certain Victoria out there who is perhaps doing way more. There's a certain Ruga out there who was in the good position, but he's doing way more. Ruga goes to African countries and is getting loads of reactions, right? He's having fun. There's several young guys. Oxlade now there's a re-emergence of Oxlade in the scene, and there's so many of them, and it looks like Zino is stagnant. So there needs to be a change in that direction.
Okay, guys, let's have your thoughts on that one. Zinoleesky, of course, quite a lot, has been said, and more, of course, could be said about Zinoleesky. The seeming, a bit, so we say fall or, inconsistency here and there. Of course, Zinoleesky lost to Benson the next rated award at the recently concluded Headies, award. Let's have your thought. What exactly should Zinoleesky do? Should he actually take the very bold and difficult decision to leave Naira Marley or stay with Naira Marley and form a new team? Of course, we know there has to be a change. What next for Zinoleesky for the next level? Stay with Naira Marley or leave to get to the next level? Put your comments down below. Of course, we'd like to see them. We'd like to respond to them. We'd like to hear your comment and your thoughts on everything. Put your comment down below. We'll see you guys on the very next one. Please continue to stay safe and God bless.